For 27 years, the family of Tupac Shakur has been waiting for justice.
So him being neutral in the beginning was amazing. And then him choosing sides at the end was a demise.
In a twist that could rival any big screen thriller, the mystery behind Tupac's fateful end takes another dramatic turn. Just when it seemed the police hit a dead end with Suge Knight, refusing to stand as a key witness against Keffe D, the case catches fire yet again. Hold on to your seats, because it appears Diddy might have celebrated a tad prematurely. While Knight might have sidestepped the witness box, guess who stepped up to the mic? None other than the legendary Snoop Dogg. That's right. Word on the street is that Snoop hasn't just agreed to spill the tea, but he's already poured it out to the detectives.
I'm telling you, that puff shaking like Don Knotts.
Whack, you just
Man,
opened
you
up
said that.
Imagine the scenario. Snoop, known for his calm demeanor and neutral stance, now potentially holds the key to one of the music industry's most notorious mysteries. The very idea sends shivers down the spine. If the Dogfather was brought into the fray, it can only mean one thing. The police are tightening the noose, piecing together the puzzle, and Diddy could very well be at the center of it. Our sources, mostly folks from Snoop's entourage and a few shadows from the police department, are spilling more than just beans. One insider, who claims to have been present at several after-parties, hinted Snoop's always been the quiet observer. He's seen things, heard things. If he's talking now, he's got his reasons. While the actual dialogues between Snoop and the detectives remain under wraps, our informants suggest the weight of history might finally be pressing on Snoop. Another source, close to the rapper's crew, murmured, Snoop's not one to open up, but Shakur was like a brother. There are things only he knows, stuff he'd never spoken about. Until now, perhaps? The dynamics of the hip-hop world are complex, with allegiances shifting like desert sands. The fact that Snoop, after his potential testimony, felt the need to communicate with Diddy speaks volumes. The call to Diddy wasn't casual. Diddy's not just any name, he's an empire. If Snoop reached out after talking to the cops, it wasn't to reminisce about the good old days.
So many people in music and Hollywood fear this guy, Diddy, as if he's untouchable, and even the sugar Diddy.
As Keffe D's shadow recedes, Diddy's looming presence as the main person of interest is turning heads. But capturing a billionaire's fall is no pop song. It's an opera, grand and intricate. Diddy, with his boundless resources, won't be an easy catch. The police would need more than just innuendos. They'd need an irrefutable witness or incontrovertible evidence. Snoop's long-standing relationships from Shakur to Diddy puts him in a unique position. His kinship with Diddy, which ironically created friction with Shakur, might now be the linchpin. As one of fans poignantly said in this game of life, it's all connected. Every beef, every alliance, every whispered secret in those studio booths. This narrative is as multi-layered as any hip-hop anthem with its highs, lows, and unexpected beats. As detectives inch closer, the anticipation rises. Will Snoop's verses reveal a long-hidden truth? For now, one thing's clear. Diddy's empire might be facing its most challenging refrain yet.
Do you feel like Puffy owe you?
Yeah, he should. I think he should look out. He look out for everybody else. You know what I'm saying?
And as the dust seems to never truly settle on this cold case, we find ourselves weaving through the intricate tapestry of the hip-hop world and its unsung tales. The very nature of Dwayne Keffe Davis's arrest is momentous. This is not just any arrest. It's the arrest of an individual directly connected to the fatal shooting of Tupac Shakur in Las Vegas in 1996. The arrest highlights the relentless determination of law enforcement to bring those responsible to justice, regardless of how long it takes. As Sheriff Kevin McMail emphatically stated, it was not the case back then, and it is not the case today. Keffe D's legal battles now revolve around a significant charge: assassination with the use of a deadly weapon with the intent to promote, further, or assist a criminal gang. A heavy charge indeed, and if proven true, it cements the role of gang rivalries in Tupac's untimely demise. It's the retribution angle that hints at a broader tapestry of motivations. This wasn't just a feud between two rappers. It was deeply entrenched in a war of allegiances and vendettas. Davis's admission to being in the car from which the fatal shots were fired, along with his subsequent revelations about his nephew, Orlando Baby Lane Anderson's role, provides further insight. It paints a vivid picture of the final moments leading up to the drive. By that took away one of hip-hop's brightest stars.
Keffe D's nephew is Orlando Anderson. He's the individual that got into a fight with Tupac Shakur the night that Tupac was shot.
However, what's most startling in this twist-filled narrative is Keffe D's pointed blame towards Diddy. His words are tinged with regret, resentment, and most palpably, fear. Despite having rubbed shoulders with industry bigwigs and the camaraderie they might shared, Keffe D firmly believes that his association with Diddy might have been his undoing.
If I wouldn't have never met him, I wouldn't have never been involved in this bull. You know what I'm saying?
Could this just be a case of pointing fingers, or is there more depth to Keffe D's assertion? If the allegations are to be believed, Diddy was not just a bystander. He was a master manipulator who pitted factions against each other for personal gain. The remark that Diddy the only one still balling underlines Keffe D's notion that while the rest suffered losses and faced the consequences of their actions, Diddy remained untouched, still thriving atop his empire.
If I go to jail, you need to be handcuffed to me.
The saga is far from over. While Diddy might be deeply unsettled by these accusations, with Keffe D now in custody, the layers of this mystery are just starting to peel away. Given that Keffe D has been candid in previous interviews, one can only wonder what else he might reveal, details that perhaps didn't make it to his book or previous public disclosures.
Puffy put out this claim of, I'll pay $1 million if you get rid of Tupac and Suge. Tupac is now gone.
And yet, amidst the shadows of the past and the complexity of the present, one thread remains potent: the roller coaster relationship between Snoop Dogg and Shakur. Like any enduring bond, theirs had its moments of camaraderie, tension, and ultimate remorse. The two artists, both luminaries of the hip-hop world, first found friendship under the umbrella of Death Row Records. Their mutual respect was evident as they collaborated on multiple projects and shared stages, setting the charts ablaze. However, as with many friendships within the industry, the external pressures, rivalries, and ever-shifting dynamics cast shadows on their bond.
Being neutral was the best shit for him. To pick a side mean you picked a side. Now you taking on all of their enemies.
Snoop's candid admission in the Untold Stories interview with Big Boy adds another layer of depth to this narrative. It was evident that, while Snoop admired Tupac's artistry, he was never fully on board with the aggressive stance Shakur took, especially with the infamous diss track Hit 'Em Up. Snoop's perspective, "You buying more problems," was a voice of reason, suggesting that Tupac's fierce approach only fanned the flames of an already volatile East Coast, West Coast rivalry. Snoop's revelation that he had praised Diddy and Biggie shortly before Tupac's demise, thus straining their friendship, speaks volumes about the fragile alliances of the time. It's heartbreaking to imagine Shakur, in his final days, grappling with feelings of betrayal from one he considered a brother.
I say a week before he died, we was best of friends. 2 days before he I don't think he liked me.
Why?
Despite these tensions, it's important to remember the heart-wrenching image of Snoop fainting at the sight of a comatose Shakur in a hospital bed.
I just get right on the side of his head and just start talking to him in his ear. Just talking to him.
A moment, as he recollected on Logan Paul's podcast Impulsive, that underscores the deep bond they shared. Snoop's candid recounting of Afeni Shakur's words of strength and the vulnerability of their final interaction is a stark reminder of the fleeting nature of life and the lasting regrets of unresolved conflicts.
Then as soon as I walked out of there, I went in the bathroom and I threw up. And just laid on the floor for like 30 minutes. His mama came in there and cleaned me up. His mama.
Given these layered emotions, it's no surprise that Snoop would harbor a deep-seated desire for justice. Perhaps the pull to aid detectives in the Shakur case springs from this well of memories, regrets, and the urge to right past wrongs. To this end, Diddy finds himself in a precarious situation. If there's truth to the insinuations against him, then he should be wary. The hints from Snoop's camp, as well as Keffe D's pointed accusations, suggest that the music mogul's involvement was far deeper than mere industry rivalry. Now, with Snoop possibly holding key information, the spotlight on Diddy intensifies. As one might argue, if there's a fire, it's only a matter of time before the smoke is seen. Perhaps Snoop's involvement is that rising smoke, signaling a burning truth that's been smoldering for decades. Snoop's unique position, straddling alliances with both Shakur and Diddy, now transforms him into a pivotal figure in this narrative. His memories, his observations, and most importantly, his revelations could very well bring closure to one of the music world's most enduring mysteries. The stage is set, and as Snoop steps up, Diddy might indeed be wise to fear the reckoning that seems imminent. For if there's one thing history has taught us, it's that the truth, no matter how deeply buried, eventually finds its way to the surface. And when it does, empires, no matter how vast, can crumble. But it's not just the stars and insiders that have a take on this matter. The collective pulse of fans, those who've lived and breathed the beats of these hip-hop legends, echoes loud and clear. These followers who've journeyed with the artists through their highs and lows provide a fresh and sometimes contrasting perspective to this complicated narrative. One fan emphatically noted, Snoop knew what was going to happen. You, Tupac, and Suge were always together at big events. But then another voice retorts, echoing a sentiment shared by multiple fans. Snoop was nowhere in sight when all that went down. This casts a shadow on the previous assertion, making us wonder, how deeply was Snoop involved? Yet, the fan base isn't monolithic in its opinion. Some have raised their eyebrows at Snoop's claims over the years, one local fan said. However, many have exposed Snoop for his lies. He was never at the hospital, and he said he would name a son after Pac, which he never did. While fans bicker, dissect, and passionately defend their viewpoints, what's clear is that there's no universal consensus. These diverging opinions reflect just how intricate, multifaceted, and deeply personal the relationship between these hip-hop greats is to their followers. They offer us a mirror, showcasing the myriad emotions and interpretations swirling around this mystery. We're left with more questions than answers, but isn't that the beauty of such a tangled web? Now it's your turn to step up to the mic. Do you think Snoop's revelations will finally unravel the mystery surrounding Tupac's end? Or is this just another chapter in an ongoing saga with no real conclusion? And as for Diddy, do you believe he's at the heart of this, or merely a pawn in a bigger game? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. We're all ears. Until next time,